This road does not climb the mountain. It disappears beneath it. Ahead lies more than 20 kilometers of engineered darkness. Inside, the mountain becomes a machine of pressure and rock. After the entrance, daylight becomes a memory. The tunnel crosses not empty space, but layered, fractured geology.
Before digging, engineers must first read the mountain.
Every core sample is a warning from underground. Hardness decides whether machines cut, blast, or slow down.
Faults are where the mountain may stop cooperating.
Even reaching the worksite can become an engineering problem.
A tunnel this long begins with roads that do not exist yet.
The first wound in the mountain must be carefully controlled. The entrance is reinforced before the tunnel can truly begin. Around the portal, a temporary city rises for one purpose. The machine that digs the mountain arrives in fragments. A tunnel boring machine is built like a ship underground. These steel discs do not slice rock. They crush it. When the cutter head turns, the mountain begins to answer. Every fragment carried away is a few seconds of progress. A tunnel is dug forward, but its waste flows backward.
Outside, the hidden tunnel appears as mountains of broken stone.
Dust is not just messy. Underground, it becomes a safety issue.
Fresh air must be engineered as carefully as the tunnel itself.
In a long tunnel, air becomes a moving supply chain.
Progress depends on teams working inside an artificial underground world. Sensors watch what human eyes cannot see. The deeper the tunnel, the more the mountain presses back.
Rock may look still, but underground, it can move.
Support must follow excavation before the mountain changes its mind. Rock bolts turn fractured stone into a stronger shell. Sprayed concrete becomes the tunnel's first protective skin. Water is not defeated. It is collected, guided, and drained. A dry tunnel depends on invisible paths for water.
A small crack can reveal an entire hidden water system.
Engineers inject grout to seal weakness before it spreads.
Some rock is too broken for one method alone.
In fractured zones, precision drilling replaces brute force. The goal is not destruction, it is controlled release.
After each blast, the mountain must be cleared again.
A 20-kilometer tunnel is built through thousands of repeated cycles.
On the surface, maps move faster than machines ever can.
To save time, engineers attack the mountain from several directions. Smaller passages carry air, access, escape routes, and construction support.
In long tunnels, safety depends on ways out.
A tunnel becomes safe only when failure has already been planned for. Fire underground is fought first with design.
Airflow must move danger away, not spread it.
A shaft is the tunnel's hidden connection to the sky. Some parts of the tunnel are dug downward from the mountain. Depth turns ventilation into a vertical engineering challenge.
Hidden rooms keep the tunnel breathing.
Power feeds lights, fans, sensors, cameras, and communication. A long tunnel cannot rely on a single lifeline.
Even underground, the tunnel must stay connected. The finished tunnel watches itself every second.
Technology gathers the data, but people still make the decisions. Then the mountain reveals something the maps could only predict.
When conditions change, the plan changes with them.
Engineers drill ahead to learn what darkness hides.
Water under pressure can be more dangerous than hard rock. Before advancing, crews build an invisible barrier inside the rock.
In bad ground, speed is sacrificed for survival. Weak rock demands a stronger skeleton.
The temporary tunnel becomes permanent behind a smooth concrete shell.
Concrete needs time before it becomes trusted structure. Only after the mountain is held can the road appear. The pavement hides systems that keep the tunnel alive.
A raw excavation becomes a highway, one layer at a time.
Lines, lights, and signals turn distance into direction.
Light underground is not decoration, it is guidance.
In long tunnels, even attention must be engineered.
A safe place to stop can matter miles from daylight.
Behind ordinary doors are routes designed for extraordinary moments.
Safety systems work best when they are practiced before they are needed. Before traffic arrives, every meter must be accepted.
Commissioning proves the tunnel can breathe on command.
One by one, darkness is replaced by controlled visibility. A record tunnel depends on thousands of quiet measurements.
At last, the underground machine is ready for the surface world.
The first vehicles turn years of excavation into ordinary travel. For drivers, the impossible becomes a smooth line of light.
What travelers see is only the final surface.
A long tunnel is not a hole, it is a machine. By cutting through stone, the route cuts through time.
Before the tunnel, the mountain controlled the journey.
Now the journey passes beneath the obstacle.
Freight, fuel, food, and supplies all move differently now. A tunnel can connect places that geography kept apart. Opening day is not the end. It is the beginning of maintenance. Concrete, water, and rock are checked long after construction ends.
If drains fail, water starts rewriting the design.
Outside, winter returns. Inside, the systems keep working. At the portal, mountain climate meets engineered climate.
Even the first meters outside the tunnel must be managed. The mountain is crossed, but never truly conquered. Pressure, water, and movement remain part of the tunnel's life.
Great tunnels survive because they are never ignored.
This achievement did not appear from nowhere.
Earlier mountain tunnels proved how much distance could be erased. Machines grew stronger, but the mountain stayed difficult.
The machine cuts rock, but rock also consumes the machine.
Worn steel tells the story of every meter.
A stalled part can slow an entire mountain project.
The deeper crews go, the longer the supply line becomes. In long tunnels, distance turns every simple task complicated. The mountain rests, but the project rarely does.
At night, the tunnel becomes its own daylight. Underground, time is measured by progress, not sunlight.
Then the cutter head turns again.
Every vibration is a conversation between steel and stone.
The machine digs, but data decides how fast.
Over 20 kilometers, even tiny errors can grow.
The tunnel must meet itself exactly inside the mountain.
From the other side, another team is coming.
After years of work, only a thin wall remains.
the last meters demand the most careful control.
Two underground worlds become one.
The mountain has been opened, but not defeated.
Breakthrough is a milestone, not a finished road.
Now the entire passage must become one continuous structure. The empty tunnel fills with systems that make it usable. Parallel tubes divide traffic and improve emergency access.
Separation makes movement simpler, safer, and easier to manage.
Long tunnels are designed for problems before problems happen.
Control is what keeps a small problem from becoming larger.
The best safety system returns the tunnel to calm.
When infrastructure works, people stop noticing the miracle.
Behind every smooth wall is a history of resistance.
Rock, water, air, and distance shaped every decision.
Engineering succeeds when it respects what it cannot change.
The mountain remains older, heavier, and larger than the road. But beneath it, a human path now glows.
Day or night, the tunnel keeps shortening the mountain. By dawn, its value is measured in movement. For the region, this is more than concrete. It is a faster route for ordinary needs. In remote terrain, minutes can matter.
A tunnel can make distant landscapes feel closer.
Building through nature also means limiting the damage around it.
Water leaving the tunnel must be controlled before it reaches the valley.
The surface must be repaired after the underground work ends.
From above, the tunnel is almost invisible.
Its achievement is hidden inside the mountain.
Only up close does the scale feel real. The machines leave scars, then disappear from the story. What remains is not the machine, but the passage.
Nature sets the rules. Engineering learns to work within them. 20 kilometers of darkness become a corridor of light. At the end, the mountain gives way to open sky. And somewhere beneath the silence, stone has become a road.